Hey guys, Dan the Man with Ralston Acres Christmas Tree Farm. Thinking about growing Christmas trees? This is the video for you. As we talked about in our last video, there's several tips, things to consider before actually getting into Christmas tree farming. And we're going to go over some more of those tips for you here in just a second. Stay with us. One other item that we want to make sure we consider before we actually put our farm together is how much parking do we have? You know, when you get all your trees ready to harvest and the customers start piling in and everything looks like it's going good, and all of a sudden somebody runs up and say, we're out of parking. We don't know where to park. We've got folks running by and they don't stop because there's no parking. This is something that is probably a good problem to have, but it's one that we can avoid some. I'm gonna step back here, and if you can look through here and see, this parking lot is part of the parking lot that we have here at our farm. As you can see, as I turn the camera here just a little bit, it goes all the way up close to our barn, and then from here to the sign there at the road, which is down this way. And I guess we can put anywhere from, my guess is around 80 to 90 cars at a time in here. And you know, all your customers are not going to come at one time, but we do have busy times and then slack times. There's going to be sometimes that's when you first open that you're going to have cars coming in at a pretty good pace, and then after around lunchtime, when everybody's trying to get them a bite to eat, you turn around and there's you know, a few parking spaces, and it's sort of, the time sort of slows down a little. Then after lunch, here it comes again, and then you have another rush right before you close at the end of the day. So you want to have as much parking. Now, some people like to have lighted parking. We don't have that here yet. We close at dark, so we don't have the ability to have, or really the need, I think, to have lighted parking lots, but it does help to have a little light here and there for customers to come from your barn to the parking lot. We have a little bit of light there, but nothing in the parking lot itself. But as you can see, we sort of have to mark it off. People don't necessarily park in an organized fashion if you don't give them some direction. So we do have somebody, when we first started, we didn't have anybody really in the parking lot, maybe one person to sort of help them decide where they're going to park and stay out of the mud and this kind of thing. But then after a while, we ended up with as many as 2 last year in our parking lot, trying to get people parked in an organized manner so we get the most cars in that we could. But I wanted you to see, I want to step back here again, I wanted you to see the size of a parking lot. Roughly, I would say maybe an acre and a half, roughly, to the size here that we have. And we don't use all of that, but I'd say we use 90% of it, so that customers can readily have access to our farm and not be too far away from the activity of where they pick the tree up and buy their concessions and pay for the tree and all that. So you do want it to be somewhat accessible to your customers. All right, now we'll move on to another point. What can I depend on? What kind of help can I depend on? Boy, that's a huge, as they say, huge consideration. What kind of help do you have? Are you going to be, you know, the chief cook and bottle washer? Are you going to be the only one? Are you going to be the decision maker? Is somebody else going to do it? You know, is your spouse or significant other, are they going to help? Or are they like, look, that's your baby, I don't want to fool with it? Or is it going to be family members, son or daughter? You know, hey, Dad, I'll help. Or, no, that's not for me. Neighbors, let's look at this. Other high school kids that live in your particular area, living close by, maybe people who belong to the FFA, some students that might want to come and make a little extra little extra money during the summer, or maybe during the Christmas season after school. I'm gonna be honest with you, labor sometimes is like herding cats. It is one of the biggest problems, and I say challenges, let me put it that way, biggest challenges that you see during the harvesting season and during the growing season is to try to get people committed to helping you in this endeavor. So again, that also might play into the how big do I want to get, or how much do I want to get started with? Do I want to get my feet wet with like 400 or 500, or do I want to go whole hog and get 1,000 or 1,500? And do I have the help to do it? That's something to discuss. That's something that you really need to find out about before everything gets going too fast. Have you talked to other growers? Have you talked to other growers about what are some of the pitfalls? What are some of the mistakes you made? What are some of the things that you nailed it, that you hit and the customers loved, and that maybe enhanced your Christmas tree operation? What are some things that you built? What are some of the things that you didn't build, and why? Let me tell you, in this industry, it is so unique. I don't know of any Christmas tree farmers. I don't know of any. There may be some out there, but I don't know of any Christmas tree farmers myself who would not try to help a new grower get into the business. It's not like other businesses. Well, I don't know, they're going to compete with me, so I'm not going to help them any at all. No, that's not the way Christmas tree growers think most of the time. Now, I don't know this for everybody, but I'm just saying from my experience, you've seen more people be helped by growers. As you can hear, I've got near a highway. More grower help to new growers. So, my suggestion to them would be to start in with networking with other growers, maybe belong to your state association. In the Southeast, I know there's Southern Christmas Tree Growers Association, there's the Tennessee Christmas Tree Growers Association, the Georgia Christmas Tree Growers Association, South Carolina Christmas Tree Growers Association. There's a lot of them, and if you belong to that, and it's not costly to do that, then tell them, I'm a newbie, I'm a new person, I'm looking into this, and they will do everything they possibly can to help in the decision-making process on growing Christmas trees. Well, that's about all the time I've got today. Listen, thank you for being with us. Don't forget to click the button that says that I would like to subscribe to this YouTube channel. This is a brand new endeavor for us, and any kind of subscriptions that you would be able to you yourself do or other family members do, we would certainly appreciate it. And be looking for other videos from this YouTube channel. And thank you very much for stopping.